Oh, I just spilled pepper. There's actually pepper. Oh, we got a situation here. The stopper is coming out. Well, I'm gonna put it back in. Anyway, I just spilled pepper all over the table. Hold, please. Oh, that's smart. God. Anyway.
Shake up a martini, pull up a chair, and let's go thrifting. This is Mid-Century Wasted.
Hello, and welcome to Mid-Century Wasted. I'm Jamie. Thanks for joining me. Today, I have a haul video for you. This is going to consist of 3 separate estate sales, 2 of which I went to and filmed. The other one my husband went to and did not film. But if you missed the shop with me video, I will link that down below. You might want to watch that first. If not, let's just skip right on to the haul. Now, for those of you who have watched that video already, I want to first apologize for how long it took me to finally do this haul video. Unfortunately, I got really sick and my kids got really sick and we've just been kind of down for the count for, well, I'm going on like 2 weeks now. So in my head right now, because I'm so congested, I sound like a frog underwater. So I am going to start actually with the second estate sale that I went to because it was a little less than spectacular. Let's put it that way. As far as, I don't know, stuff that I like, I guess. Stuff that I resell, stuff that I collect myself. It was a little First thing I grabbed were these little hors d'oeuvre set of knives and forks. Now, and they have the box, which is cool. That was the thing that drew me to it in the beginning, was the box, the original box. These little forks are very, very cute. Not super rare, not uncommon. So you can see them in the box here. Now this was a set, originally a set of 12, and there are 8 in here. So over the years, who knows what happened to these poor things. And then this was a set of 8 knives, and there are 7. The knives are pretty cool. These are, you know, for like spreading cheese, soft cheese or butter on bread. They're very cute and they're in great condition. I got them total together for $1. So of course I'm gonna pick those up for $1. 50 cents per pack. Yeah. Resale standpoint, maybe like $10 at the most. There's some other sets that have 3 or 4 different colors, bright colors, pink and turquoise and stuff in the set. And those ones go for a little bit more money. These plain white and gold ones, not uncommon. There's a lot of them on eBay and Etsy and places if you wanted to buy some. I'm still probably gonna end up selling them just because I don't really entertain like that. I don't really have a use for them. I do think that they're very cool. It also might be something where I hang on to them for a little while and see if I can find a few more packs because I have seen big lots of them go for $30. So if I can get some more that are in the 50 cent, $1 range, then I could lot them together and then actually make kind of a decent profit on them. The other set that I got was this oh so very 80s bathroom set. There's this piece and then there's this little cup too. There are more of like 50s versions of these, but you can see this one says made in Taiwan on the bottom. A rubber stopper on the bottom of the toothbrush holder. Growing up in the 80s, that's, I don't know, maybe a nostalgia thing for me. Unfortunately, on the way home, that happened. Now, these are very just cheaply made. So it's probably just like a little speed bump or something and it just like totally chipped off. But I don't really care. This whole set of 3 pieces was $2. And I got it with the idea that I would put these things in my boys' bathroom. I have 2 little boys. They're gonna break everything that's in there eventually anyway, as with everything else in my house that they have within their reach. I thought this would be good for their bathroom. It'll work for them. It'll be perfectly fine. Like I needed a toothbrush holder for their bathroom. I prefer finding them things that I need, vintage things in estate sales rather than go buy something new whenever I possibly can. And I do like the look of this. It still has like, this is like the 80s does 50s. You know what I mean? This is like the 80s version of like a retro bath set. Anyway, that's all I got at that second estate sale. Now let's talk about the first estate sale I went to. This was the main reason I went down. This was in San Clemente. The second one was in Dana Point. Those cities are right next to each other. And it's a little bit of a drive from where I am in Huntington Beach. So you know there had to be something very special in the pictures to get me to drive down there at the crack of dawn and wait in line outside in the unseasonable rain too, by the way. This was like July-ish around. It was summertime when I did the shopping video. And it rained. It rained in the summertime in Southern California, which is just very odd. But we had like monsoon weather, like from the south coming up, like a tropical storm. So it was actually very cool. But it meant that I had to go wait out in the rain outside of somebody's house early in the morning for this estate sale. I'm just gonna jump straight to these because I'm just gonna say, like, it was worth it. That was worth every second that I had to wait outside in the rain. Oh, I just spilled pepper. There's actually pepper. Oh, we got a situation here. The stopper is coming out. Oh, I'm gonna put it back in. Anyway, I just spilled pepper all over the table. Hold, please. Oh, that's smart. God. Anyway, this was the reason I went down there. I saw these in the picture and it was like, as if there's a picture of this table, they were like this. You see what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, look what we have for sale. It was like, oh yeah, like those salt and pepper shakers? Yeah, I don't know, like they're there. Does anybody want those? It was like they had no idea how desirable and also how valuable these were. These were marked for $15. I mentioned this in the shopping video when I was being rung up at the end. The guy was sort of bundling everything for me. And he was verbally out loud tallying it up because I think he was the only one working that day because somebody didn't show up. So I think maybe he was not normally the one that rings up people. So he was very overwhelmed, the poor thing. But as he was verbally tallying it up, he goes, all right, I'll give you those for $9. And I think it was just like to get to the next even number because he didn't want to add like whatever, 51 plus 15. It was just rounded up to 60 kind of a thing. So yeah, I got these for $9. If you know anything about Franciscan Starburst china or earthenware, I mean, this set is my personal holy grail. I adore it. This was the first time I've even seen it in person, the first time I've held it in my hands. Like, I kind of want to just put it down, but I don't want to because I want you to keep looking at how beautiful it is. It's extremely valuable because it's just hard to find. It's hard to come by. There is a chip. It's dirty too. I need to clean it. Anyway, there is a little chip. This all around it here, that's all dirt. But right at the shaker hole, the pepper hole right there, that's a little chip. But even so, there's no cracks. The salt is perfect condition, just dirty. I need to clean them. I didn't even realize I haven't cleaned them yet. They've been in my china cabinet. If you watch my videos, you can see them sitting right here, and that's where they're probably gonna stay forever. There's no way I'm selling these. They're worth I've seen them sell for $50 for the pair. I've seen them sell for $150 for the pair. Wide range. I think it kind of just depends on how many there are at the moment. If there's a bunch listed for some reason, they're gonna sell for less money, but there's not very many out there at this current moment. They're hard to find. So I am extremely happy to have them and add them to my collection. I guess if something horrible happened and we were really hard up for money all of a sudden, I could sell them and make a good amount of money, but I would sell a lot of other things in this house first before I would sell these, just to let you know. Okay, so the other things that I got at that estate sale, some of them I have identified and I've tried to research everything here, but I'm coming up with a lot of blanks here on stuff that I just don't know what it is. It's hard. There's either no marks or it's just, I don't know. But let's, if you have any knowledge about any of this stuff, please let me know in the comments because I very openly am still learning about all of this kind of stuff, especially from a resale standpoint. From a collector standpoint, it's just like, oh, that's cool. I like the way that looks. I'll keep it. The value doesn't really matter to me. But from a resale standpoint, like I need to know what all this stuff is worth. If there's a way to identify it that I can't figure out, any help you can give me is greatly appreciated. I'm gonna start with this little kitty. This was in another haul that I did. I think I put this in a Halloween haul because of it's a cat, first of all. Cats are just Halloween to me. And I love cats, if you haven't seen my cat photobomb like a lot of these videos. But being a calico cat, it's black and orange, and it's just like, it looked cute with my Halloween stuff. And I did put it out at Halloween. Someone in that video commented and identified this for me, which was awesome. And it's, excuse me while I look up, Rinconada. I hope I'm saying that right. And it's from Uruguay. It's a Uruguay pottery. Rinconada. I hope I'm not butchering it. I apologize for my ignorance. Anyway, they're very collectible, cute little, you know, like it just fits in the palm of your hand. It's just an adorable little thing. And it's like part of it is glazed, part of it's unglazed, and they're very cute. This one in particular, let's see, I paid $1 for it. And looking up comps, similar ones, I have seen this same little pose. They sell for like around $20. Some are less, you know, like I've seen 13, 15, but it seems like the majority of them are right around $20. So this one's in perfect shape. There's no chips or anything on it. So I think I could probably get that. And I will be selling that one on eBay or Etsy. Another thing I have identified is this leaf tray. It's two-toned. I just was drawn to it. I don't know. It looked mid-century to me. And it is. This is Carlton ware, hand-painted, made in England, trademark, registered, Australian design. So that's interesting. You can see the little marker on the bottom there. So this is in great shape. Again, like all of the stuff in this house was immaculate condition. The house itself was beautiful. You could see the water, you could see the ocean from the view. I mean, it was lovely. It's worth watching that video just to see the beautiful house and all of the amazing mid-century modern furniture that they had throughout that house. If I had loads of cash with me, and maybe if I was living here rather than at my old apartment and I actually had room to put some furniture, I probably would have bought some things like that coffee table. Oh man, that coffee table was nice. But anyway, back to this Carlton ware. Looking on eBay right now, currently at this very moment, this particular one is not there. In the international sellers, there have been some sold, and they don't go for a whole lot of money. Now, the funny thing is, you know, $9 for the salt and pepper, the Franciscan salt and pepper shakers. I paid $6 for this dish. It was on a whim, you know. I didn't research it at the time. They go for like $10 to $12. There's not a ton of room for profit on there. This may be something that I just end up keeping. I think it would look really good for my like St. Patrick's Day decor, even Easter. It's just a leaf, you know. It kind of goes with anything. And it's just got that really cool look to it. And I might even try to sell it anyway, because like I said, on eBay right now, there aren't many of them. If somebody collected that particular Carlton ware, this two-tone pattern, there aren't many, at least being sold in the United States right now. That's it for what I have like fully identified. Let's go to this beautiful piece of pottery. Now, you can tell I got this just because of the color. Like, if you know me, this color is just like, I am like a moth to a flame when it comes to this color. I see this and I'm just like, yes, please. And I just don't even, like, all sense leaves my brain. But I paid a lot for this, right? Yeah, I paid $12 for this. How did this cost more than the Franciscan salt and pepper shakers? It's redware, and it's, you know, a glazed pottery, and it says Bath Pottery on the bottom. It's a little scuffed up on the bottom, but I mean, it's in beautiful condition. This is something I've been recently trying to research because I wanted to tell you what it was when I got to this video, but I'm coming up with nothing on this. Someone in one of my Facebook groups said maybe Bath, England. It's a distinct possibility. I was thinking that too. I've never heard of a specific kind of pottery coming out of Bath, England, especially a redware, but the glaze on it, the art, I mean, this is art pottery, really. It's like, you know, there's art glass. This is art pottery, and it's gorgeous. This is not like high school pottery class. This is really, really nice. don't know what it would sell for. No clue what this would sell for. I guess I'm gonna have to just look at other, little bowls that are as similar as possible, just art pottery in general, and see if I can find something that's at least a ballpark range of value to it. And if I can't do that, I have no problem keeping this because this is gorgeous. But I can't keep everything. I'm keeping these, but that means I should let the rest of it go. Moving on, here's this cute little dish. Okay, this was $1. There's a bunch of these little things and they didn't have price tags, and he just gave them all to me for $1 each. So this it looks like daffodils to me. It's just a little trinket dish, trinket container. What am I trying to say? I don't know. This is signed on the bottom, but again, it's one of those signatures that I could not come up with anything. I think it says E Star, STARR. I don't know. And then it says 190. 190? Yeah, 190 at the bottom there. So, don't know. It's old. It's got like this little chip on the bottom here. Just right here on the little lip, the little edge, the little foot. Other than that, it's just like a little, like some rough spots and some crazing, but I think it looks cute. I got it for $1. It's worth picking it up to me. I'll probably try to resell it. Again, I have no idea the value. I mean, to me, I'm thinking like maybe $15. I can't imagine anybody buying like a little trinket dish for more than that. So we'll see. This cute little boot is kind of a mystery. This one actually had a price on it. This was $3. It's a little planter and it's a boot house, So I was thinking the old woman that lived in the shoe, old lady that lived in the shoe, that nursery rhyme. That's what it reminded me of. Unmarked on the bottom. It's just the glazed pottery. And see, it's got this little like, you can see right here, it had like a bubble in the glaze that popped. So that's like the only, right here, that's like the only flaw on it, but that was just a manufacturing flaw, like a glazing flaw. There's no chips or cracks or anything in it. And it's cute, it's super cute. I looked up comps on this. I did the Google reverse photo search kind of thing. And there were some other kind of similar, not exact, but kind of similar ones. And I found one listed on eBay for $50. And I was like, what the heck? And they called it antique. I don't see this being over 100 years old. It just doesn't seem like it. I feel like this was kind of all mid-century stuff. So I'm thinking like 50s, but I don't think it sold for $50. I think somebody tried to sell it for $50. And the thing that was the most similar is it had this same glaze on the bottom where it's like unglazed in these two spots, but then also glazed at the toe and in between the heel and the toe. It had that same glaze pattern on the bottom. And it was the same similar color, this green color. So I don't know. Oh my God, I don't know. If anybody knows anything about this, is it really worth $50? Can't imagine this little tiny planter being worth $50. I'm thinking like normal planter price in like the $10 to $15, $12 range, And I paid $3 for it. So prices, like I said, we're just kind of all over the place. So we're just kind of, I'm kind of looking at it from like an average standpoint. Maybe I'll make a couple bucks off of this guy, but I'll make, more off of this or more off of this one. Who knows? What's next? Oh, these vases. Okay, there is one vase missing. I bought 3 of these. There's a gray one, and I'll insert a photo here. And I had it with my Halloween decor, and then I packed it up with my Halloween stuff. I kind of completely forgot that, hey, I need to make a haul video with that in it still. All 3 of them, I cannot figure out a maker. It's again, just art pottery. This one is a little, you can see as I'm turning it, it's a little cattywampus. Like the shape is not totally like, it's not totally like symmetrical and perfect. So, but it's beautiful. And you see it's got this speckled kind of thing going on. It's got some chips around the top rim. There we go, down at the bottom there. You can see those. It's got a couple little dings. The inside is glazed. It's actually shinier on the inside than the outside. There's nothing on the bottom except for some sticky residue where some little felt feet used to be. No marks whatsoever, and it's definitely imperfect. So a lot of this stuff in this house seemed to be from travels, like a collection of artwork and things from other countries. Like this was an Australian print. This says Bath on it, which may be Bath, England. This little guy is Uruguay. So it could be that this was a slightly imperfect piece of art pottery from a foreign country, from their travels. And that's kind of what it seems like all of this stuff is. I'm drawn to it because of the color. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. And the shape, even though it's a little cuckoo, little crooked and cattywampus, it's a gorgeous, the lines of it are just, it's just a gorgeous piece of pottery. That was $8. This one I paid $8 for. This other one here, I also paid $8 for this one. This one does have some markings on the bottom, but I mean, it's just like random letters and numbers. If you ask me, I can't figure out what any of that says. The bottom series of numbers looks like 788313. There's like a 258 at the top, an R and an N is NO, like number 788313. Here it looks like NO for number, and then that's a number, and that's an R. And there looks like there was some sort of something right next to it. And I can't make out this right here either. I don't know. But this vase, I mean, or pitcher. I mean, really it is a pitcher, but I think it's meant to be used as a vase just because of the shape of it. It's got this gorgeous drip glaze on it. It has like an Art Deco kind of vibe. I mean, it's kind of mid-century, kind of Art Deco. The banding on here, to me, it looks more deco, but the overall shape looks mid-century. So it's probably right around that era. And it's just so pretty. This was $8 also. The gray one was really kind of different. And that one was $10. And I don't remember if that one's marked on the bottom, and it's not here right now, so I can't even figure it out. I know when I first got them, I did a quick research and I couldn't find anything on any of these, including the gray one. So I don't know. I ended up with 3 like art pottery vases from this estate sale that I know nothing about, and I spent $26. That was like a big chunk of the money that I spent at this estate sale was on these 3 vases. So if I could figure out anything about them, that would be great. Otherwise, I have to just kind of list them just for their, you know, pretty value. And they're pretty. I mean, there's value in these for sure. I'm sure I could make my money back and then some if I sell these. Although, you know, since this one is chipped and it's kind of like cuckoo shaped, I might keep this one. It might be a hard sell, and the value of it might be more to me than what I could make on it. So we'll see. This one I think I could sell because it's just very, very unique. And the gray one too, although I did pack it in my Halloween decor as if it's just mine now. So maybe next Halloween when I'm unpacking things, I'll see it again and I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to list this. Oh, the frog. I almost forgot the cute little frog. This little guy, this little figurine. And I don't normally pick up figurines. I picked up this one and this one. I don't know why. I just thought that they were neat looking, I guess. And everything in the house was so mid-century. I figured they were mid-century too. Not marked. It's got these little rhinestone eyeballs. Nothing on the bottom. He's hollow. I don't know about this guy. I haven't been able to find anything on him. He was $1 also. So even just as a cute little frog figurine, I can resell him and make some profit off of it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Last thing. I got a vintage laundry basket. This is Loma, L-O-M-A brand. It's not a Rubbermaid one. I don't want to knock anything over, but you can see it's got a floral sort of pattern to it. I would have liked it better, obviously, if it was a different color, because I'm more of a bright color kind of person, but it's still very cool. And it is currently living in my laundry room. That's why I had to get up and go grab it. $1. He gave this to me for $1. This is one of those unmarked things. And he gave it to me for $1. So, I mean, if you average out everything I got, I definitely got some things, maybe overpaid for some things from a resale standpoint, but I also underpaid a lot of things from a resale standpoint. These vintage laundry baskets, they go for more money than you might realize, especially like the bright colors, like the turquoise and the pink, and even like the yellow and the green, like the really 70s colors. They go for a good amount of money. They sell for like this smaller size, in kind of just the boring beige or almond color. I could get $20 to $30 for this plus shipping, and shipping is like another $30. So if you can sell it locally and not have to pay for the shipping, basically people will pay like $50 to $60 for these things. If you sell it locally and you don't have to ship, I could probably sell this for like $40 to $50 if I listed it on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, which is kind of insane when you think about it. I mean, it's an old laundry basket, but they're cool looking, and I retroed out my little laundry room when we moved in here, and it looks awesome in there. I love it. And I got this with the intent to resell it, and then I put it in my laundry room, and I'm like, that's probably staying. Okay, now let's talk about Blake's adventure. Early in the morning, I went down south to these 2 estate sales. Then I went home, switched with Blake, my husband, and I stayed home with the kids, and he went up north to a different estate sale. Now he went looking for vintage audio equipment and records. That's his jam. That's something that I'm not super interested in, other than the fact that we have like a really cool, super mid-century like record setup and speaker setup in our house now, which is awesome. It looks really cool, but he's into all like the technical things, and I'm just like, don't care. Anyway, at this estate sale he went to, the pictures online, I really wanted to go to this one myself, but I had already gone to the other 2. I got my Franciscan Starburst. I was like very satisfied for the day. So I was like, go ahead, you just go to the other one. And it had the vintage audio equipment that he wanted to look at. So I was like, no problem, just like go for it. They had an aluminum Christmas tree. See, that's the thing. Like when he goes to an estate sale that has a lot of cool things in it and I'm not going, I screenshot the ad and I like circle things in the pictures, like, tell me how much these things cost, and he goes and he like shops for me. So it's not like I lost out on anything. But they had an aluminum Christmas tree at this one. I believe he said it was like $200 or $300. I want to say it was like $300. That's what they were trying to sell it for. And I think they did sell it for that, honestly. And this was, spoiler alert, before we found our aluminum Christmas tree that we have. Yes, I found one. That's going to be in the next couple, maybe like 2 or 3 videos from now. You're gonna see us find an aluminum Christmas tree for like very, very small amount of money. Subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss that one. There was just a lot of mid-century stuff at this estate sale. I was like circling like crazy on the pictures. All of it was quite expensive. I don't know. I don't even remember if he got records or anything like that, but I will show you a couple things. He got like 3 things for me that I wanted. The first thing I'll talk about is the thing that sold already. So I don't have it here, unfortunately, to show you. It was a set of 2 Fire King mugs. And when he was showing me pictures as he was shopping, there was a $3 sticker on one of them. And he and I both kind of thought it was $3 for the pair for Fire King mugs, which don't normally go for a whole heck of a lot of money. Like most of them don't. And then when he checked out, actually after he came home, and I was tallying everything up, I realized it was $3 each. And I was like, dang, you spent $6 for these Fire King mugs? Like, that sucks. Like, you know, sometimes they go for like $10. You know, like 2 Fire King mugs could easily, you could find them for $1 at the thrift store. You can see them being sold on eBay for $10 or $8 for 2 of them. So I was thinking like, oh, well, I guess we're keeping these. Like, we're going to lose our ass on these. No. So some Fire King mugs are really, really rare. I had never seen these before. And I scoured the internet. I did a reverse Google search. I think I did find one on, what's that site where it tells you the value of things that have sold from like long ago? WorthPoint. I don't subscribe to WorthPoint, but I saw them on WorthPoint because you can see the images but not see like what they sold for. And then I was just looking at other rare patterns to try to find a value. And I listed the pair for $40 plus shipping. And someone from overseas. I want to say Philippines, maybe somewhere around there. I don't remember now. Bought them, and they paid $50 shipping. And that was just what it cost to ship to wherever they were. So it was like all said and done, they paid over $90 for this pair of Fire King mugs. I profited like a little bit over $30 on them after fees and my initial $6 that we had to pay for it. Those people paid $90 for a pair of Fire King mugs. So the very rare patterns, they can go for a lot of money. So we just lucked out. It was just totally like a random thing. I wasn't even there to like Google it or anything at the moment. It was just like, we thought we were buying them for $3, which would have been fine for like any pattern. We ended up paying $6, and then we made over $30, and they paid over $90 for it. So it's just one of those whirlwind kind of sales. It was very cool. The other thing that he got, these were $4 for the pair, which is kind of a lot for salt and pepper shakers, which these are. It was just like the salt and pepper shaker day, I guess. But I mean, come on. How could I not get these? They're Siamese cats. Look at the gold and the rhinestone around his neck. They say June Lake, California, which is a place I have been. It's up in the Sierra Mountains, kind of near Mammoth Mountain. If you ski, there's a ski resort there. This one, it's rubbing off. You can see right here on that one. If somebody bought these and didn't care about June Lake, California at all, it rubs off super easily. That's why this one's like rubbing off. Just even wiping the dust off of them, I had to be super careful because I could see it was starting to come off just ever so slightly. So that's up to the person who buys them. These are listed in my shop. They're in great condition other than like the rubbing off of the souvenir name on here. Aren't they just something else? I did see another set of these that, gosh, this was so long ago when I listed this, either had sold or was listed, and it didn't say June Lake on it. It said something else. So it was like this mold was used for souvenir salt and pepper shakers from a lot of different places. And I want to say, yeah, it was like over $30. Either they were asking for or sold for. I don't remember. Possibly having the June Lake might bring the value down. To me, I personally found that to be extra cool because I was like, oh, June Lake, like that's a place that I love. But not every Siamese cat mid-century person is going to care about June Lake as well. Like that's a very specific person. Maybe it's just specific to me and I should just end up keeping them. Can't keep everything. All right, last but definitely not least, this is the biggest mystery that we have purchased maybe ever. I'm gonna clear off some room here. Okay, this is a piece of artwork. This is a photograph, and it appears to be a photograph mounted on a board. It does not look like a loose, thin photograph. It looks like a very thick board mounted photograph. This is older than dirt. The frame definitely shows age. The back of the frame is crazy, and we don't know what it is, but it's so interesting to look at. Oh, see if I can get the glare off of here. There, that's probably the best I could do. So it's these guys sitting on a giant boulder. Now, my first instinct was Yosemite. Their clothing, it looks possibly even like 30s to me. I mean, anywhere from like the 30s to the 50s or 60s, I suppose, because I just don't know. But they're dressed in like with ties. They have ties on and like sweaters and slacks. And they climbed up onto this boulder, and somebody took their picture and then blew it up and framed it and had it hanging in their house since like the beginning, like the dawn of time. Because look at the back of this. Look at how like the boards, see these boards are coming loose. There's just a string holding it together. I don't know anything about this, but it's yellowing a little bit, so we may need to reframe it. I'm hesitant to even take it apart and see if there's anything on the back, although we probably should. That's what Blake immediately wanted to do. He wanted to take all these back pieces off and stuff, and I was like, I don't know, what if that devalues it in some way? But we probably are going to have to do that. just to try to identify it in some way. Don't know. I don't get Ansel Adams vibes from this. There's people in it, first of all. My first thought was Yosemite, but it could be a lot of different places. There's not a whole lot of background. Like, there's a lot of void in here, so there's not a lot of background to like help identify where this was taken. I just don't know. But as a photography lover and a photographer myself and an Ansel Adams lover and a black and white photography lover and a mid-century lover and a lover of all things that this is, I adore this. Blake and I both really find this to just be a very, very interesting picture to look at, especially just looking at their clothes and the way they're dressed up on this rock. And it's like, who are those people? Why did they climb up there? Who took their photo? Like, there's just so many questions, and we may never know, to be honest. I love it. They were asking, I think, $90 for this on the first day. And that was just more than we could spend on a piece of artwork that we knew nothing about. He ended up getting it on the last day of the sale. He went back because he knew how much I liked it, and he liked it so much too. Like, he couldn't stop thinking about it just because of the mystery of it all. And so he went back on the last day and it was still there, and he got it for $21.25. So, you know, if you're gonna buy artwork, you're gonna buy framed photos of any kind, just buy ones that you love. And if they don't end up being anything valuable from a resale standpoint, at least we have this now. And it's something that I absolutely love. And we haven't hung any artwork in this house yet because we did just move. If you missed all of that hullabaloo about us moving, we still haven't finished unpacking. We still haven't hung artwork on the walls, but this is definitely one. This is going in my office. It's gonna go with our vintage camera collection and some other black and white photos. It's gonna go with my Ansel Adams that I have. I don't think we're ever gonna find any information on it, to be honest. I think it's going to be just one of those mysteries forever. But if not, until then, we're going to just really, really, really enjoy this. So that's all she wrote for this haul. This was pretty exceptional. The Franciscan Starburst definitely like throws it over the edge for me, but there's a couple really good videos coming up soon where, like I said, we found a aluminum Christmas tree, a bunch of ceramic Christmas trees. This was in summer too, like July or August. So it's like it wasn't even Christmas time. We found all this cool vintage Christmas stuff. So please subscribe to my channel, set the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos coming up. I am catching up on all of these videos. I'm slowly getting the hauls done and then posting the shopping videos and the hauls. I will try not to get sick again and wait so long in between. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.